How would intermittent fasting be helpful for you if you have mycotoxin illness or you have chronic illness like autoimmune disease? I'm going to explain in this video. First, let me say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. It's based on my 22 years of research and experience. Back to the topic, okay? So intermittent fasting is the idea that you're not consuming food, chewable food, for an extended period of time per day. So let's say typically it's 14 to 18 hours per day that you're not eating chewable food. Ideally, I think the best strategy is probably somewhere in the 14 to 16 hour range, where you don't have any food for 14 to 16 hours straight out of your day. So for example, you may stop eating at 8 p.m., and start eating again at 10 a.m. in the morning, right? That's actually 14 hours of not eating, all right? So that is a low-grade intermittent fast. If you're trying to do something that's a little bit more extensive, you would stop eating at, let's say, 8 p.m. and do it at noon, start eating at noon the next day, or stop eating at 6 p.m. and start eating at 10 a.m. This would give you that period of time where you have 8 hours to eat, okay? The reason that you do this is because you want to give your liver a break. You want to be able to give your digestive system a break. You want to give your immune system a break. You want to give your gut lining a break, And when you don't eat food that's chewable, you have a capability to start detoxing your body, your immune system has a chance to calm down, and your body's not constantly have something come into it. So intermittent fasting was really helpful for me because what I would do is I would have some type of liquid nutrition, right? I would wake up and I would have colostrum, or I'd have a smoothie, or I'd have carrot juice, or I'd have apple juice or something, and I would just start with a liquid always in the beginning of the day. And for example, wake up, it's 6 in the morning, I have a glass of the colostrum, and I don't eat anything until 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And I eat between, let's say, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., So 16 hours out of my day, I'm not eating. I'm letting my body cleanse itself. I'm letting my cells repair themselves. I'm letting my liver start to really regenerate and get rid of all the crap that's up in there that shouldn't be in there. If I overdo it with food, I realized when I was sick, I eat too much meat or I eat too much food, then my lymph backs up, my liver backs up, I start to have retention of water, I would start to get swelling, things like that. This is what used to happen when I was, stuck in the middle of mycotoxin illness and chronic illness. So if you're in the middle of chronic illness, intermittent fasting can be helpful, but specifically if you're dealing with mycotoxin illness or mold sensitivity, because your body really, at this point, it doesn't want any food. It just wants nutrition in the simplest form because it's so overwhelmed with the mold that it doesn't want constant barrage of food or heavy foods like eggs, dairy, nuts, seeds, your common irritants, eggs, dairy, nuts, seeds, gluten, meat, all those things. It doesn't want that right now. It just wants simple food, plant-based food, blended food, smaller meals. It wants to be able to cleanse itself. It needs to repair. So that's the idea of the intermittent fasting for mold illness, is that sometimes when the body is overwhelmed, it needs a break. And if you give it a break, and only eat 8 hours a day, you're going to be taking a lot of stress off the detox system. Once again, off the lymph, off the liver, off the kidneys, all that. Just make sure you're drinking plenty of water, plenty of liquids. If it doesn't work for you, you have to have something. Then do a smoothie, do a carrot juice, do a raw milk if you have access to it, something like that. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. Intermittent fasting can be helpful. It's not, life-saving, but it definitely can be a game changer for sure. If you skip breakfast, you just go with a liquid nutrition of some sort. It can definitely help for the detox system and the body and your energy overall. Thanks for watching.